Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Bryan Koci for standing in for Kyle Whissel. AM 1170 The Answer. This is Whissel Wednesdays. We teased when we came back, Marvan and I have very different opinions on the best cheap pizza. Now, we're not talking about fancy pizza. We're not talking about Filippi's or
a Round Table even.
Oh, Round Table. Round Table's expensive, man. Or Na Pizza in Little Italy is legit.
It's real stuff, right? And that's where I think you're getting to with this cheap pizza.
We're talking about big chains, right?
Just bang for your buck.
The things that you see on TV typically, that have football players for them. Bang for your buck.
Yeah, what's his name? Papa John. I don't eat Papa John's personally. I'm not a big Papa John's fan. Although I like the NFL, and he's having some issues with that. Yeah. I mean, I used to like Pizza Hut a lot, and they used to have some good deals. And so, my wife's not a big Pizza Hut person. I'll eat Domino's. I'm not a big, huge Domino's person.
Okay, so far we're not winning on anything so far.
I like better pizza, right? So I like the Round Table. I like the Filippi's. I like Giovanni's. There's guys, I got friends that own Italian restaurants that I got better pizza. So I kind of like that. But if I'm literally just going to get a, cheap pizza.
Getting a couple pizzas because you're helping someone move.
Here's probably what I'm going to do. Probably going to roll to Costco, right? I'm literally, look at him, he's all excited, right? I'm probably going to roll to Costco. Well, between the three of us, right?
Of
Todd,
course.
what's a good cheap pizza for you?
Cannot beat Little Caesars $5 hot and ready.
Oh, was yours?
No, that wasn't. I went to where he was basically saying $1 per slice. You know what I mean? Like,
well, bang for buck is what I was saying, right? So Costco pizza. So to compare it to Little Caesars has little pizza. Costco's much bigger. I bet you if you do price per pound, I bet you it's going to be about the same. And I think Costco pizza destroys Little Caesars pizza.
I would still go with Pizza Hut though.
Okay. Anyways, that was just kind of fun.
So let's talk about the cons. We were talking about right before the break what it takes to get licensed. Marvan is going through real estate licensing school right now. He's getting ready to take the crash course.
And maybe instead of the word con, maybe some pitfalls that people don't. Some people things that I'm kind of thinking of things that people don't expect when coming into it. And one thing that I've seen, because I know you have a lot more experience seeing this, but I think a lot of people get swayed by the amount of money, right? But I think a lot of people don't structure it as a business, as a job.
That is very difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah,
right?
And they say, okay, I can make a lot of money doing what they see being really quick. You just sell a house and boom.
Right.
We all know that's more than that.
Now there's the TV shows, right? There's the Millionaire Listing on Bravo, and there's like 4 or 5 of them across the country. I know my wife and I love to watch the LA one, and we love to watch New York. So those are the two we watch. And so now you see people making, $1 million, $2, $3, $4 million a year. You're like, oh my gosh.
Well, and some of those New York ones, it's per.
And I hate to say this, but most of these guys are idiots. And and I actually like the gals. I think the gals are much sharper on these shows than the guys.
They're TV personalities.
But they're really, they're not the brightest people. So doing this, you're right. 28 years I've been licensed doing, real estate lending. I know this. You don't have to be the best looking guy. You don't have to be the best fit guy. You don't have to be the smartest guy. And you can make a lot of money. So Marvan, welcome to the industry. All right.
Oh man, that hurts so bad.
Man.
No, actually, he's got all those, so he's probably gonna be in trouble. The smarter you are, the more difficult that transition is. And as Bryan mentioned, it is a business, and so you see a lot of people jump in and just kind of want to run it like it's a job, and it's not. You have to run as a business. You have to invest in it. You have to invest in yourself. And so those are a few things that people don't realize.
I know Kyle likes to kind of really sell. It's a lifestyle.
It really is.
And also, to have a structured day. And that's one of the things that we kind of talked about before the break. And I kind of want to get Marvan's take on the whole inside sales associate. He's the guy making phone calls to make sure that people in the neighborhood know about our open houses, know about homes for sale, know that we're there as a resource for them. Also making sure that things don't fall through the cracks. Someone wants information. If someone possibly, they're on an appointment, they can't get the call, Marvan's there to make sure that no one that contacts us falls through.
Here's the biggest con or the biggest negative for being a real estate agent or a lender. Okay. It's the emotions that your client's going to have towards you, right?
I've heard that.
The nicest people, they could be a pastor, preacher, the bank manager, the very nicest people, the coolest people you've ever met. All of a sudden, they enter in a 30-day escrow, and maybe something doesn't go perfect. You know, the appraisal comes in low. Maybe the seller doesn't want to move now. Maybe they don't want to fix this problem or pay for this. Maybe the lender has a problem. Maybe now because of that, the moving truck's delayed 2 days. Oh my gosh, you would think 2 days is their life, right? Like people go absolutely insane because this is their nest. This is their home. When you're buying a primary for their primary, which is most of the stuff you see, we do a lot of investment stuff, but that is the biggest challenge for most people that make the transition. I've literally helped people make 100, 200 grand within the first 12 to 24 months, and they cannot believe the emotional on them, and they quit. They literally go back to being an engineer, going back working at the bank. They just go, oh my gosh. People are calling me Saturday night at 10 o'clock screaming that, the seller's not going to fix the, and that's the stain on the carpet. Right.
And that's understandable because emotions are emotions, right? You can't really think through them a lot of times.
You can't prepare for them.
And I mean, it's different for someone like you who's been in it 28 years, Kyle who's been in it, 15 years, who's done transaction after transaction. For you guys, these are little blips, but for someone that's buying their first home or selling their first home, or even if they bought and sold 3 homes, that's not very many when you guys deal with 15
Thousands.
at a time.
Yeah, and then just trying to be a new agent, working with somebody that you've never even had that experience, that would kind of,
So
going back
I
to like
definitely see the emotional. So
that's part,
that's something that people really need to be prepared for. So Marvan, we talked a little bit about structure. I think that was something that really drew you to Whissel, is that we have the structure, we have the program to get you ramped up, to get you licensed. Tell our listeners, tell people listening right now, that's the same thing, a little bit about that process and your experience with that and why you chose this rather than doing it on your own.
Well, number one is, I was introduced to Kyle and the rest of the team through a mutual friend. And he was doing so well because of the systems. And that's where a lot of people fail in life, is because they don't have like a plan of action. Like I have this great idea, I want to do it, but I don't exactly know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So when I took a closer look at Whissel and his day-to-day routine, he knew when he needed to call people, when he needed to be out prospecting. Just the day-to-day.
He sets that for the entire staff, not just himself, right?
The day-to-day is done. And
you don't have to think what you're going to do next. It's already spelled out for you.
Exactly.
You just got to follow the path.
This is a successful line of actions that you need to do every single day if you want to be successful in real estate. And I was like, oh, no brainer. And it works.
Excellent.
That's all it was.
Right, here's my question for you. Are you going to man up and get it done?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
that's
given. You just got to pass the exam.
Pass the exam.
And you're going to be ready to go.
You got to pass the exam and then
no
and
excuses,
then start.
Right? You're not going to come to me like my buddy Billy and go, oh man, I got beat up by this buyer,
come on,
and this agent, and this person beat me up. And,
nah, there's even name drop. I love Billy.
I do too.
He helped me out. He helped me out a lot.
And he took some tough. He took a couple tough buyers,
and that's hard, man.
It's emotions.
You got to have a thick skin, and I know myself, and I do not have a thick skin right now.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me at all. That wouldn't bother me at all. I've been rejected.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, I've been in sales so long. Like I've been rejected. I mean, I can't even sell my mom butter if she needed it for her pancakes or anything like that. So rejection and all that stuff, it's good with me.
Nice,
good for me. Nice. I like it.
I like rejection. That just means you're closer to a yes, right?
Hey, is our calling back yet, Todd? Are we close? Yeah, he's on.
He just called in. So why don't you introduce our call-in guest?
Hey, Tom, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. So for you listening right now, Tom, man, he sounds a lot younger than he is. Tom was telling me he's in his 70s. We were talking a little bit before the show. And Tom helps a bunch of people up at Camp Pendleton. And a lot of us forget that, Thanksgiving's with family and we're right here. We have the pleasure to go meet with our friends and our family and do something special. But we have a lot of men and women at Camp Pendleton who can't leave. They can't go home. They have to be ready. They're stationed here. Some get leave, but some don't. And they're in need of help and assistance. And this is what Tom's organization does. So, Tom, let's talk about what you guys do for the men and women up there at Camp Pendleton on Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on your show. Some friends of mine have told me that you guys do some great stuff to, let everybody know how great our military is, and I'm honored to be here. I was on the board of the USO, and I'm on the advisory board now. I live up here in Oceanside, so I live real close to Camp Pendleton, and been here for almost 30 years, and have really gotten to know a lot about Camp Pendleton, about the men and women, the families that live there. And And I was on the board of San Diego. San Diego is almost like a different world in North County. A lot more support down there for everything. And so,
why do you think that is, Tom? If you don't mind me asking, why do you think North County doesn't have the same support maybe San Diego does?
It just isn't. It has some support. It isn't as much organized support as San Diego. I think it's really been established for a while with all these different organizations that are there to support everything from the VA to Veterans Museum, all these kind of things. We're just starting to get some of that stuff in Oceanside. Oceanside used to be like the Wild West for the Marine Corps down here too. And Oceanside, the city has cleaned a lot of that up.
It is. It's a much beautiful city. Over the 50 years I've lived here, it's unbelievable. But what specifically are you guys doing this coming week at Thanksgiving for the men and women there at Camp Pendleton?
Well, we started Monday. What we do is the week before and on Thanksgiving Day, we serve turkey dinners, full-blown hot turkey dinners. We take them out to the battalions and squadrons. Wow. And we form lines, and we have a bunch of great volunteers. I have a great caterer that is a former Marine, or was a Marine, and he prepares all these meals, his team does, and we go out to the battalions and squadrons, and we started off Monday, and we did 250 dinners Monday night.
Wow.
So it's...
Sorry to interrupt you there.
No problem. On a lot of these, the officers will serve the enlisted, which is kind of a cool thing to see. And then on the other ones, the volunteers actually get to serve and meet some of these men and women that are serving us here at Camp Pendleton. So, like I said, we did 250 on Monday. The next time we serve is on the 21st, and I think we'll do about 300 then. And then on the 22nd, we're doing one squadron and one battalion. We'll be doing probably another 400 or 500 then. Then on Thanksgiving Day, we do the single. They have on Camp Pendleton. They have these things called a single Marine facility. Okay. Just for single Marines. They don't have families. Really young kids, just in the service. And so we go to these. I think they have 7 on base. We're going to be serving 3 of them this year. We have volunteers that will go there, prepare everything for them. They just sit down and eat. We get to talk to some of them. And to thank them for what they've been doing all this time. The other thing we did, too, is a couple of years ago we did 100 turkeys last year, frozen turkeys for some of the families that
live on base or live off base.
Live on base, off base, but need some additional help or support, or we just want to say thank you. So we did 100 turkeys last year. This morning, we dropped off 400 turkeys.
Wow.
And they went like nothing flat.
Well, Tom,
there's a big...
Here's what I want to know, and here's what I want people to know right now, that you guys do an amazing job, but I know you guys need help. And when we had Catherine, one of your counterparts that is involved with you guys in the USO, she mentioned to me a couple weeks ago, hey, Jason, we've lost sponsors. There's people that were donating for years and years no longer can donate, and we need people to fill in and help. So you're looking for financial sponsors, and you guys take pretty much probably anything, $5 to thousands of dollars as assistance and help. And you guys are looking for volunteers, right? So if people want to get involved, if they're listening right now and God's put it on their heart that, hey, these men and women are willing to serve, run at bullets at a minute's notice, do the things that we got to get done in this country, and they're not able to spend time with family, and I want to give back, I want to help, and I really want to thank them for their service. And most of these men and women, guys, are under 21, 22 years of age. Over half of them in Camp Pendleton. We want to be able to give back. What are things that we listening right now can do, Tom? What can we do to contact you? What are things we can do?
Well, you're right. We need 2 things. We always need money to support the effort. All the stuff that we provide for them, it costs. It doesn't come for free. We try to get some donations, but usually cash is the best way for us to negotiate a good price on the turkeys, on the dinners, everything else. We still need about $13,000 to cover all of our costs. Okay. So anybody that wants to call in and donate anything will help reduce that amount, so that we can make sure that all these costs are covered and everything's taken care of.
What's the best way to do that? What number can they contact or email or?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you my numbers on both these because I need to keep track of this.
Okay.
Any money that comes in needs to be made out to the USO San Diego. That's where all the funds will go through. But I need to be able to account for it.
Okay.
So USO San Diego, if you want to write a check. If you need to, you can actually go on the website and make a donation there. But if you do, please put Camp Pendleton Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
Then they'll know what it's for.
So you can go to the website, you just Google USO San Diego and we'll find that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
there's plenty of spots up there to hit a donation button and take care of that, but make sure they note where the money should go to. My phone number, 760-458-5780. That's my cell number. Please, people can call me if they need to. My email address is tom.garcia47@hotmail.com.
Awesome.
That 47 pinpoints me when I was born, so I am 70 years old. You're right.
Wow, I couldn't believe it. You sound so much younger. Hey, we're up against a break, but Tom, I just really want to personally thank you for what you do. I know you served. We talked about that, but we appreciate you serving these young men and women and doing it every single Thanksgiving. I know you do a lot of other additional things, but we need help right now. If you're listening, reach out directly to Tom Garcia, USO San Diego, his cell phone. You can text him 760-458-5780. That puts you directly in contact with Tom Garcia. Tom, thank you so much. I'll definitely touch base after the show, and we really do appreciate all you do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you got it. All right, guys, that's it for our last segment. We got one last segment coming up, AM 1170, The Answer. This is Whissel Wednesday. We'll be right back.